Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Oh my goodness, am I so excited to see you here. This is my first 2025 Dutch Star in 2025, so Happy New Year if I missed you. I was out of town for a few weeks, but I am so excited about today's video. Today we're going to focus on the #1 selling floor plan in all of North America. It's the 4369 Dutch Star. This is by far the most popular coach we've ever manufactured, and I know that you're out there shopping for them. So this is going to be about measurements. Grant Russell did a fantastic video on this coach a few months back. It is absolutely chock full of great information. No need to repeat. Let's go ahead and focus on the things that are important for you if you're looking at purchasing this coach. Now, my name's Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. And as usual, I like to start my videos from the inside out. So Jody, please go ahead and take her on back. As you'll note today, there's lots of little pink stars all over the place with lots of numbers on them. This video is made for those of you that are really in the market for this coach. There are so many fantastic features for the Dutch Star. There are so many floor plans. But if you're looking at the 4369 in either the Ventana or the Dutch Star, I'd like to kind of cover some of the things that make this such a fantastic coach. So starting first and foremost from the back of the coach, a lot of people love this cathedral ceiling. This cathedral ceiling is a differentiating factor between the Ventana and the Dutch Star, and what it does is it gives you a lot of height here in the bathroom. So as you'll see here, I've got a little pink sticker up on the wall, and it's got the measurements from the interior floor. So this coach is 45 inches wide in the shower, it's 29 inches deep, and then up to the shower head where I have it positioned now, it's 77 inches tall. So for those of you that are, 6 foot tall or just over, this is a coach where you would actually be able to stand under that beautiful rain shower head. You'll also note that I've got the blue light illuminated. That is for your aquaflow or your shower miser system. This shower miser system is really cool. What it does is it allows you to turn this over to recycle. It will then start pumping that water out of your 105-gallon freshwater tank back into your 105-gallon freshwater tank, and it will have gone through your tankless water heater. So your Oasis system will have heated that hot water, and then when this turns a different color, you'll know that it's heated and it's ready to go. That way you're not wasting any of your 80 gallons of gray water. Really great feature here. So 105 gallons of fresh water, 80 gallons of gray water, 60 gallons of black water, and then keep in mind this coach has the 8.9 liter ISL Cummins engine with 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. It's 43 feet, 10 inches long, and it is just under 44 feet. It's our 43-foot segment. In the Dutch Star, if you move into the 43-foot segment, you get a 10 kilowatt generator, and then you also get 150 gallons of fuel. So this is a really killer coach. The hydronic system, being the Oasis, is really just a great bulletproof system. It's going to give you tankless hot water. It's also going to give you hydronic heat. And then something else to note, as you'll see below us, this beautiful porcelain wood tile floor is all heated. So you've got 3-zone heated floors as well. Now, as we come back into the rear area, the Dometic porcelain toilet is something that you're going to find standard on this coach. There's no floor pump. It's got a really nice switch to be able to flush it. And then also you've got shade controls for your power shades here. So there's your day shade, and then here's your night shade. If you're looking for some privacy in the morning, very easily attained, and you don't have to remember your remotes. The floor heat is standard. The shades being powered is not. You can also have them be manual. In this level of coach, we will typically see people opting for that power MCD shade. You cannot get that on the Ventana. So these are just some of those little differentiating factors where if you're considering one versus the other, you can get this floor plan. If you don't care about pulling your shade down, hey, guess what? No big deal. And you can also opt in for the floor heat on the Ventana and save quite a bit of money. So another feature about this coach that makes it so popular is this rear closet. Now, because this is a side radiator mount, we have a little more room here in this closet than you will in the Ventana. So for instance, this shelf the whole way across is 96 inches long. That is a lot of length. And it's also 12 inches deep and 8 inches high. Why I tell you that, if you want to get shoe boxes to put all of your shoes up on top while you're in motion, there's a nice lip. It's carpeted up here, and you can put all of your shoes all the way across. You can have your hiking boots, your flip-flops. I mean, you could have your high heels, your ball gown shoes, whatever you need. Everything would fit in here. It's a great storage area. And then I thought this was kind of interesting. These two shelves here are both 36 inches wide, but in terms of depth, because of the slope of the fiberglass end cap on this coach, the depth here is only 9 inches, where it's 10 inches down here, and then the depth here on these 11-inch wide boxes is actually 11 inches. So 36 by 9, 36 by 10, and 11 by 11. In terms of the height, this one has the highest clearance. This is about 11.5 inches here. It's about 9 inches here, and then from here to here, it's about 7 inches. Again, this is just for people who are looking to buy things to store in their coach. You'll notice over here that we have some 21 by 22 inch shelves. I did not put a height measurement on them because, as you can see, with this wall here, they are fully adjustable, and that's going to be on both sides. So on both sides, you're going to have a 21 inch wide by 22 inch deep shelf that's fully adjustable. And of course, we have our safe. Very cool features about this coach, things to talk about if you're in the market for a Newmar. One of the most exciting things about our manufacturing production is that we actually do not laminate our a foam core to the sidewall. So what we use is residential construction. We've got 16 on center, C-channel construction with aluminum with holes through it, so it's lightweight. It's also versatile where we can put wiring through it so we can wire into the subwalls of the coach. And then we use batt insulation like you would have in a house. So we've got fantastic sound deadening qualities and heat resilience, both for hot and cold temperatures. That in combination with our 3-inch thick subfloor and then our fiberglass roof gives us one of the best, most quiet and well insulated coaches on the market. And not only that, if you have a little oopsie and you need to repair that fiberglass on your coach, you're not tearing into a foam core wall. You're actually in a place where you could repair that section. So that's a very big differentiating factor between Newmar and any other manufacturer. If you have not made it to the factory to visit my friends Ken and Troy, who are our area managers, you're missing the boat, because this coach is made like nothing else. And when you watch them push this coach sideways on hoverboards down the production line, installing and working this, you'll see that this Amish craftsmanship that you get out of Elkhart, Indiana, Napanee, Indiana. Elkhart's our renegade factory. Out of Napanee, Indiana, both of these groups of people are Amish. They take such care and pride in what they're manufacturing, which is why you get these fantastic cabinets. So speaking of fantastic cabinets, this is a great medicine cabinet. The width on both of these is going to be 24 inches. The bottom shelf's 10 inches tall, the middle shelf's 6, the top shelf's 11, and they're 5.5 inches deep. So if you're looking for a place to keep your hairspray, if you aren't sure about what kind of shampoo and conditioner bottles you can fit in there, this little tag right here will allow you to know also what size to pick up for your Band-Aids, anything that you have like that you're trying to store. And again, 2 vanity mirrors over 2 vanity sinks. One of the nice things about this sink, this is 54 inches wide. So this is a lot of space for 2 people. It's also 20 inches deep at the most narrow portion of the countertop. And then it's 12 inches up here. And Jody, if you would just get underneath here, I think we failed to show this to people. Look at where they put your plugs. Do you guys have a plug-in toothbrush? Do you have something that you like to store in the cabinets, like a toothbrush that has the rechargeable base? It would fit up there in that cabinet. It would also fit here on your shelf. And then you'll note that we have this really nice dark metal finish with these nice gunmetal glass sinks. And then we're looking at a new type of finish. Instead of calling this matte, this is now called suede. So this is the Morel suede interior. And this is also paired with the Stratton decor. The Stratton decor came out in 2024. In 2025, we made some changes. The wood choices are different. There are 3. We've also given you the ability to have 2-tone cabinetry. I have about 5 Newmars on order right now. Most of them are going to deliver sometime between March and May. I just delivered a factory order on January 13th. I do a lot of special orders, and in doing that, I'll tell you, it's really interesting. If you decide you want two-tone cabinetry, you don't have to do it throughout the entire coach. We were able to pick and choose different places where we had the Summit White on top, giving you a little more pop, a little more bright. And then what I would normally do is anything that touched the floor would be the nice wood cabinetry look. But keep in mind, I'm going to show you that book a little bit later on. There's nothing wrong with ordering a coach to get exactly what you want. With these new cabinet choices, it's really important to understand there's a lot of differentiation you can create, and the way that they come standard may not be to your liking. You can modify that at the factory. You can also modify the exterior paint colors to match. I had a gentleman the other day he pulled up his graphic for his logo for his company, and I said, cool, let's do it. So we were able to go in and find colors that were almost true to form and create a new coach for him that actually matches not only what he likes on paper for his company, but also who he is. So keep that in mind. It's something we're happy to do with you for you here at Transwest. Underneath these sinks here, you'll see we got plenty of room for towels, especially down below. I didn't measure the depth of that, but as you can see, you get a nice big tote down there. And then you've got 3 storage drawers for everybody in the family. Plenty of room to be able to put all of your hairbrushes, toothbrushes, toothpaste, dental floss, and the like. And you'll notice when I close these are all that nice soft closed drawer. And then down here, you'll see that is one of those registers you will have for your hydronic heat. So some things to talk about in here. We have a fantastic fan. We've got a heated floor pad on the floor, even above the engine cover. And then as you come into this bedroom here, there's a step down, but before we get out, let's take a look here and see one of my favorite features. And yes, my favorite feature is Jody coming to us live on Monday mornings here at Transwest, and I love to catch him in that little pocket mirror. Okay, so here in the bedroom, one of the things I want to make sure we mention, this is a ton of room. So if for those of you that are looking to have space here, this is going to be 13 inches on either side of the bed to get in and out. In fact, yeah, just about 13 and a half. And then the walk space around the bed in this coach, talk about a glamorous amount of space, 51 inches. So this is a really big cavernous bedroom, lots of space. The end tables are 9 by 9. Of course, we do have some measurements for you up top. I know I love to have my totes up here. This entrance is 19 inches wide. It's 9 inches tall, and it's about 13 inches deep at the deepest point. You could only fit one of those boxes here, but keep in mind with those shoe boxes, what's nice about them is you can move them out of the way where you have these grommets. So if you want to be able to plug something into your 110 outlets, you've got 2 110 outlets in here above your bed, and you could run your CPAP machine, maybe your computers. Depending on your cardiologist, I've heard that you should have your CPAP machine down below the level of your heart. If that is the case, wanted to kind of show you something cool underneath here. Look at that space, plenty of space. And then with this cutout that you have here above your storage area for your water bottles, you have a place where you can plug in your CPAP machine or your phone. And of course, we introduced those cutouts in 2021 with the King Air. That allows you to run your cord out of that cabinet and onto your phone, or out of that cabinet to your CPAP machine. So lots of room down here. If you've got a CPAP machine, you need to keep at floor level underneath the bed. Also, this space here is huge. So these are both 25 inches wide. Both of these compartments are 64 inches long, and they're about 7 inches tall. So I make measure of that because I have a bunch of totes underneath, and my larger totes have winter clothes in them. Some of them have vacuum cleaner supplies, things that I don't use all the time, really fit well underneath here. This is a great place. Inflatable air mattresses, I mean, whatever you need to keep under there, great storage for you. I love the headboard here in this coach. Again, this is just like one of my favorite decors. The Morel is going to be the most gray of all of the finishes. So if you're looking for different wood tones, the Morel's got a really nice soft gray look. And this can also come in a high gloss. Now I wanted to point out here, this is the flooring that's standard for this coach. There are no specials on this coach. I love this wood floor, but you'll see one of the reasons this bedroom is so big is because it has more floor. So when we have this huge hydraulic slide on this coach, it's so that we can lift this entire full wall slide out of the pocket and bring it up and then in and over. And in doing that, we're able to have no carpet in your bedroom. So if you have pets, if you're going to go to sandy places, I think that that's hugely advantageous. Now here in this cabinet, you'll see that these are 22 inches wide. They are 40 inches from the floor to the ceiling of the inside of this cabinet. And then they're 20 inches deep. So normal depth for a coat hanger, just keep in mind you've got this little hanging area here. So if you have longer ball gowns, you know, formal dresses, maybe your snowmobiling suit, I don't know, wetsuit, you could put it in the back one. But here you're going to be relegated to about 40 inches in terms of overall length. These drawers are going to be 23 inches wide, 11 inches deep, and then 10 inches tall. The middle drawer is just a little bit wider at 25 inches wide, still that 11-inch depth. And then you have, so 1, 2, 3 at 23 by 11, 2 at 25 by 11. And then this little guy here is going to be a place for you to keep your Blu-ray, any of the stuff that you want to have, you know, if you've got a PlayStation 5 or 6 or 12, I don't know what they're on right now, but try that out. One thing I wanted to make mention that I really like about my Superstar, I love the fact that I can pop this open and have ventilation. So not only do you have the egress drawer in the back for an emergency exit, you have this for an emergency exit, but I love that this is screened and that you can actually bring this in and close this. And then keep in mind, one of the nicest features about this coach is that on the outside we have all of these great window coverings where you could actually put down your awnings from the outside. So the awnings are great to have so that you can have privacy and also keep that sun out. So if it's too bright for you to have, or too windy for you to have your big awnings out, you still have these this set of awning covers that go over your individual awnings in your bedroom, giving you not only privacy but also keeping that heat out as well. Okay, so now as we come into this area here, nice deep pocket doors. Please note that there's a little bit of a reprieve here underneath. That is because this floor needs to come up here and slide in. So one of the things I'll say to you about that is if you've got a kitty cat that you're trying to keep in your coach, you're probably not going to keep her in here with that door closed. Just keep that in mind. I've heard that once or twice where we've had people who've had their fine furry friends escape while they're loading their coach because they didn't realize there was that crevice under the door. Okay, so now we're going to enter into the center storeroom. So this is a 1.5 bath model. This door is 18 inches wide. So that's what I wanted to measure. How much room do you have to get through here? If you turn sideways and you're more than 18 inches wide, you're going to have a hard time getting through the door. So that's the answer. The reason I bring this up is because that's a lot of room. I mean, this is like a ton of space. It's really easy to get in and out of, and it's designed so that you can get in and out of the bathroom while you're on the road. Of course, one of the reasons that we love these over any kind of fifth wheel or trailer that you might have is because as you're driving down the road, if someone needs to use a restroom or make you a sandwich, all they got to do is stand up, unbuckle, and get to work. In this bathroom, you'll see we've got a ton of storage. So a nice place to keep everything. Again, there's that Dometic Plush. This is way better. In 2022, my Dometic Flush actually, you can't see the buttons, so you don't know when you're filling or when you're flushing. And then one thing I wanted to mention here, so this is about 26 inches of flat space. It's 39 inches overall in terms of width. And then the depth here is 10 inches, but this is also a very, very tall space. So if you have one of those magnifying mirrors and your makeup station and you want to keep all of your goods down here, you could have your entire, Ulta selection right here, have a great place to do your makeup, and also have all of the plugs and again, all of those privacy shades right here. This little section here, I kind of measured it weird because it's a weird shape. It's 12 by 7 and it's about 9 inches tall. But that's plenty of room to keep any of your, linens, towels, and then another great medicine cabinet. Same thing as the one in the back with that 5.5 inches by 24 inches wide. But as you can see, plenty of room for taller features like hairspray bottles. If you like big sexy, that's the one I use, and then that would fit in there too. So here in 2025, you'll see we still have the traditional, very tidy power control system with your circuit breakers all very clearly labeled, very neat description of what powers what, all right here in the center of the coach. In 2026, you'll see that they've moved to this like really fancy, like outboard looking system. This is really nice though and tidy. Another thing that changed in 2023 that's worth talking about is this little guy right here. So here I have the ability to control all of my lights, whether it's for the bedroom, the kitchen, the stool room, doesn't matter what it is. I can also pair this to my Bluetooth phone and download this app and do the same things that I'm doing here on my phone. I can also operate my HVAC system. This is where I turn on my Oasis burner system. This would be if I'm not plugged into a 50 amp power source and I want to use my fuel, my 150 gallons of diesel. I can use this burner system to power my Oasis system, or I can use AC1 or AC2 if I am plugged in, and of course then I'm going to go ahead and get that power off of the pole that I'm plugged into as opposed to using my diesel. You can also use them you can use them all at the same time. So if, for instance, you're camping and it's pretty chilly outside like it is here today, you could have AC 1 and 2 on just to keep the coach warm, but if you wanted to have a really hot shower, you could use that burner system. So fan control, as I mentioned earlier, the bathroom, the stool room, and the kitchen all have a fantastic fan with rain sensors. The floor heat is going to be 3-zone. I have it set for medium today. As you can see here, we're talking about automatic generator start. I do have the generator running, as you can see. It will tell you how long it's been running. It will tell you, you can also set here your auto gen start. So if you get down to a certain level, and these are the 3 lithium ion 320 amp hour batteries, so 960 amp hours of battery. If you start to get low, you can set it to automatically start, and then you can see how those are charged, what their capacities are, and you can see everything about them here. And then you can also download the Lithionics app and monitor them that way on your phone. So pretty cool stuff. And then if you just want a brief overall, turn your water pump on and off, turn on your block heater, all of those little things, light controls, TV lift down and up, all of that's right here in the center. And again, this is something that changed from the ground up for Newmar in 2023. And then in 2025, we went to a new program where we actually added something kind of fun. Oh, let me see, Jody, go ahead and back up just a few steps and we'll show them this light. Oh no, it's not there. Let's see where we have one. Okay, right here. So this is a new feature for us. One of the things that we've always had, for instance, in our higher end coaches, like the London Airs, the Essex, is this really nice KIB panel as opposed to a KIB switch. So as you can see, all of those things that I just showed you there are available here as well. So you can control all the same things all right here on this little panel. And you can also monitor your tanks. So this is kind of cool. If you're in a position where you're taking a shower and you're not sure how much gray water you have left, you can actually check that on your wall panel, as opposed to having to go up here to the center. And of course, where is that handy? It's just if you have company. You know, if you've got guests over and you don't necessarily want to come out of the bathroom. And those are located strategically throughout the coach. So for instance, you'll see there's another one up here by the recliners. So they're all over the place. And keep in mind, your phone is going to be your best friend. This is where you can really get on your phone and just use everything at the touch of a button. And of course, we're used to having all of that connectivity for so many other features in our lives. So these drawers on the inside are 11 inches wide. They're 27 inches deep. All of them except for this one. This one's 13.5 inches tall. All of the rest of these are 10 inches tall, and they're push to release. So if you're looking for containers to be able to store pasta, flour, sugar, honey, whatever it is that you want, bread products, I would highly encourage you, don't put a bag of bread in your cabinet. If you get a little mouse that smells it, they're going to figure out how to get into your coach, and they're going to figure out how to get that box of bread. So if you want to get bread boxes and all those things to keep your perishables in, you can go ahead and do that. These are the measurements for this. Again, 11 inches wide, 27 inches deep, and if you're under 10 inches tall, you should be good for any of the shelves. They are adjustable, but it's not an easy adjustment. So if you'd like to have them adjusted, I would probably go back to the factory for your first service anyway and have them done. Of course, this is the beautiful refrigerator that we have standard on so many of our models. It has the adjustable shelf here that you can drop down for Prosecco, big deep pockets on the doors, plenty of room for milk. This pops out so that you can get to your ketchup and mustard and all those things. But just a nice deep refrigerator, meat and cheese drawer down below. And then also a really nice deep freezer with an ice maker, plenty of room for popsicles. If you want to keep frozen, I don't know, hamburger patties, hot dogs, whatever, lots of room down here. There's also Dometic outside. I'm not going to do outside today. We're just doing measurements. We're just doing inside. Grant Russell made a fantastic video of this coach a few months back. I know I mentioned that. All you have to do is put the stock number in, and then you can get all of the information about this coach. I'm going to spend a little more time in depth helping those of you who are actually purchasing one know what you need to buy to stock your coach. I tend to do longer videos for that reason. My focus is on people that are maybe so much window shopping, but that are actually honing in on what they want, because I love to be assistance in that factor. Another adjustable shelf here. This is a nice pull-out. As you can see, all of the books are here. Newmar does a great job in organizing and labeling those for you. Plenty of room for olive oil, you know, I guess balsamic vinegar, whatever you need. Keep your spices up here up top. And then another shelf here. You'll note here we have, this is our Starlink box. This has got all of your Starlink information on it. When you buy your coach from us, not only do you get a first class, you know, 2.5, 3 hour presentation and walkthrough on how to use your coach with Marlon Bledman. He can actually help you, if you'd like him to set up your account. I ask him to make sure Starlink is locked in and that the Wi-Fi is reading on at least one television in my coach. So on this 50-inch, you know, flat screen pop-up, if you want to watch Netflix, if you want to watch Hulu, whatever it is, by knowing that my Starlink account is active and working and on at least one of the televisions in the coach, I know that I can see it and that it's working correctly, and then I can stream everything. I don't need to have satellite, I don't need to have Dish, I don't need to have DirecTV. I can keep it all down to one account. And the thing that's nice about that, DirecTV, of course, is great for people who are into sports, but so is Fubo. So if you want to stream Fubo as opposed to having DirecTV, you can turn Starlink on and off as you're using your coach. So this coach is equipped with an in-motion satellite that you could actually activate and have where you have Wi-Fi driving cross country. So you're going to be able to listen to whatever you want to on the radio. You know, they've got all these Wi-Fi radio stations. You could stream your music. You could send text messages, emails. You can work. You could do Zoom calls, all of those things that you couldn't do before while you were in motion, because a lot of those cellular-based satellite systems or cellular-based Wi-Fi systems didn't work in certain areas. In this coach, you're going to have connectivity all throughout. So again, this coach has a lot of options on it that are very fantastic and new that would give you reason to actually increase or upgrade your current coach. One of them is going to be, again, those 320 amp hour batteries giving you 906 amp hours of battery storage. The other one is going to be, of course, that you have Starlink on this coach. The other one is going to be the connectivity and being able to go onto your phone to control all your apps. The other one is going to be all the slide controls and light controls that you have on these monitors or on these KIB panels as opposed to switches. So lots of good reasons. Now, I wanted to showcase one of the things that I really like about this coach, and that is this table. So for those of you that are going to be out on the road a little bit longer, if you want to be able to have a workstation set up where someone can work from their coach, I have one of the extra chairs that comes with this dinette from underneath the bed tucked in here next to my laptop. And then I have the table actually removed from the pocket. Now, I could install this 12-inch extension onto this table. If I don't install it, it has a total width of 35 inches wide and 25 inches deep. So this is a really nice residential size table, and I can add again that 12 inches and get it all the way out to 47 inches wide, so almost 48 inches long. That would give me the ability to have a lot of people around my table, very comfortable, and having dinner. All of that being said, if I decided that I wanted to go ahead and tidy up, I can put my chair away. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now, show you how easy this bed is to operate. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can lift that. It's on like a hydraulic thing. I'm not that strong. I did lift weights today, but I'm not that strong. Rebecca Kennedy's got me beat. So there we go. So put that underneath, right? Tuck that away. There she goes. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull these two chairs out and very easily just slide this table. Oops, caught on the chair there. Right here underneath. And this table can be set up a few different ways. So for instance, let's say that you are not gonna use the table pulled out all the way, but you wanna have a nice wide dining area. Sure, no problem. You can leave it set here without even putting the table extension in. So you could have a nice wide dining area. The other thing that's really nice about this is if you look at that sticker, it's 75 inches long on this buffet and 17.5 inches deep. That is plenty of room for a computer monitor. And over there on the left-hand side, you'll see there's a little grommet. That is because this is set up to be not only a table setup, but also a desk. So underneath there, let me go ahead and put this all the way in. So this stores all the way in, as you can see, nice and shallow. You have this huge drawer, 21 inches wide, 13.5 inches deep, 6 inches tall. So this is a great place to be able to keep your work supplies. And then underneath, we even have a place where you can keep your computer and your printer. 16.5 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and 12 inches tall. The reason I mention that is because underneath here, there is a plate. So what I measured is from the top of that piece of this, if it was all the way down, you can have up to 12 inches of space here. So if you're looking for a printer, those are the measurements that you're going to need. But as I mentioned, such a great place to be able to work. And then when I put these nice chairs in here, they'll tuck away so that later on when we close the slides, you can get all of the room. Now up here, we've got 23-inch openings, 6.5 inches tall, and also 6.25 inches deep. So if you've got, any kind of, steins or things like that. Now there's a little more room, probably another extra 1.5 inches in terms of glassware if you want to just tilt it in. But I do try to focus on telling you what you could put in directly. And you got 3 of those up here. Another nice feature that you'll see is that you have not only your really nice wall light here, so an attractive look, but also a Type-C, USB, and 2 110 outlets. This is the first year that we've seen Type-C in on the Dutch Star. So great feature there. Connectivity, you've got also USB ports for your phone charging at the controls of your recliner. I measured the width of this, so this is 20 inches wide on the inside. And the reason I don't care so much about this, because even if your legs are long, like this will work for you, but I measured how tall the back of this seat was, because I know that there's a lot of big dudes out there where they can't get comfortable. And that's what I hear over and over again on this particular recliner, is that it's very comfortable for tall men. And that's because it's actually 25 inches tall. That cushion is 25 inches tall. So very comfortable if you're a taller guy. And then I measured this 15.5 inches wide, 30.5 inches to here. Why am I doing that? For your pet bed. I know you guys have fine furry friends you travel with. It's 38 inches total depth here, which gives you a very good indication of how deep this slide is. This is 38 inches of depth on furniture. That is really impressive. Newmar really maximizes their slide capacity. They put all of this space in here for you so that you can actually get down the road and have what is a fully functional, almost just like home feeling when you arrive where you're going. And then we have even more storage up here. These are just gonna be great places to keep any kind of board games, Connect 4, or if you've got any kind of storage that you wanna keep flashlights, batteries, things like that. Again, all of your totes can go up there on top. And again, when I do these measurements and I tell you that you've got 6.5 inches, it's because you've got this little guy right here. So that's the big deal there. And I wanna get you just the depth real quick. Let me run back and just grab my little measuring tape. I tried to measure everything in front, you guys, but it's just, there's so many things that really count. And if you don't camp, you don't know, 17 inches deep. But if you do camp, you understand like everything has to go in a container because it just doesn't stay where it's supposed to while you're in travel. One thing I really love about this coach is you can keep all of your remotes up here on top, but you can keep all of their throw blankets down here below. This is so much room to be able to put your snuggle blankets so that while you're camping, you can have, all of your throws, not just for here, but also for your opposing couch, because everyone can hang out in this room and everyone can chill and, play board games, and you can just really have a lot of great family time. If you do have company, this bed is 61 inches by 71 inches. Right here is your measurement. This is a tri-fold. So seat belts underneath your recliners, and then 2 seat belts here, giving you enough seat belts for 6 people. That is too many people to take camping unless they're little. The rule is 6 for drinks, 4 for dinner, and 2 to sleep. But if you got somebody here, and make sure you leave see this little tab here. if you've got someone who needs to spend the night, you've got a nice bed here, very comfortable, trifold. Again, it's 71 by 61 inches wide, so just regular full-size bed. And if you don't keep this out, so for instance, today someone had let it go underneath, it's really difficult to take this bed in and out. But if that's out, this is the easiest bed to actually put out, and you don't need a mattress pad or like anything to go on top of this. This is totally comfortable. It's great the way it is, especially the way the brakes are. Like for instance, my hip is got plenty of room to rest here. My shoulders have got plenty of room to rest here. My legs have got plenty of room to rest down here. I don't need something that's making it cohesive because of where this middle pad is located, and it's soft. It's nice and comfy. Don't take my word for it though. Come down and visit us, try them on, see what you think. What's so nice about this is they've done away with that inflatable mattress. Another reason to upgrade. That is such a pain to have to put back away. I know we can't avoid it all the time because they were just there initially, but we've come a long way in terms of our furniture manufacturing, and I'll tell you what, super, super easy. I don't know, is that right? Yeah, there we go. Super easy to put in and out, and plenty of room if you do happen to have company. Also on this side, again, another Type C, USB, and then 110 outlet plugs. Again, all of these shades are power shades. Plenty of room up here, again, just storage. Of course, you'll see these little tufts here. This is because we've got wiring coming through, for instance, to our sound bar or to our satellite system, or to, if you wanted to be able to put something on your HDMI, if you wanted to put like a Bluetooth, not Bluetooth, a Blu-ray receiver, you could do that. And so, like I said, just a little less storage than you'd expect, but plenty of room. This countertop is so impressive. In the kitchen, this is 74.5 inches wide, unless you're at this little spot where it's 82, but 74.5 inches wide, 32 inches deep at this shallowest point here. And then this is 18 inches of clearance. So if you've got a coffee pot, you've got a plug here, and you've got a plug here so that you could plug your coffee pot into, so that you could go ahead, get that Keurig going, or maybe if you're like me, I have a Breville espresso maker. This is such a nice, I measured it from here because I don't think at this point this counts down here. If you had a charcuterie board, you'd want it to be about 21 inches long and 17 inches wide. We do a lot of cheese plates when we're camping. I don't know if that's normal or if we're just bougie, but this is a little more shallow drawer. This is a little deeper. Both of them are 11.25 inches wide by 21. The bottom one is 4 inches tall. The top one is 6. And then our Fisher-Paykel dishwasher, of course, is in everything. If you didn't know, it's so cool to use as a dish rack. And at the end of my camping trips while we're on our way home, I'll run it and just make sure it's nice and sanitized before I put my dishes away. Don't use it every day. We use it more as a drying rack than we do, you know, as a dishwasher. If you're boondocking and you want to save water, you would actually use your Fisher-Paykel dishwasher. You can take a whole day's worth of dishes and do them in a third of as much gray water consumption as you could do by hand washing your dishes. So great reason to be lazy and not wash your dishes after breakfast. Throw them in the dishwasher, save some water. Okay, so this is my favorite feature of the coach, not the cutting boards underneath. I think that's cool, but this true induction cooktop. If you are camping at elevation, you can set it either 1 through 5, or you can set it by a particular temperature. I like my eggs cooked at 360. I can set this to 360 at 14,000 feet or at sea level. It's gonna be the same, and I can cook my stuff outside because I can plug this in outside. And if I do plug it in outside, because I'm making French toast and eggs and bacon and all that stuff, I can put these back in place. And then I can put all the toppings for the pancakes and everything out here, the fruit dishes on top of the counter, and no one even knows that the cooktop is missing. Now, I know we talked about this briefly, but I do want to just show you a little bit about the process with ordering a Dutch Star. So first of all, I've just delivered one. I think that it had the Allura interior. But you can choose, for instance, let's say that you like Bayshore, but you don't want this light color fabric on your furniture. You want something a little darker. You can choose this darker furniture. I use this wallpaper on 2 Mountain Air orders that I just did. And then the Mountain Air orders that I've just done, I did one that was in Summit paired with Morel, and then I did another one that was in Summit paired with Sedona. And then I have another coach coming in, King Air, that has Sable Maple paired with Summit. So I've been using this two-tone pattern all over the place. But what's interesting about that is, okay, so let's say, pretend this is all Summit, right? This is your two-tone cabinetry. All of this cabinetry over here would also be white. Anything that touched the floor here would be this nice, Morel color. Well, when you walked into the bedroom, this cabinetry up here is Summit. And then, so this is your white, right? But this cabinetry over here is not. And I was like, I don't think I like that. I think anything that touches the ceiling should match the whole way through. So I've done a bunch of special orders where I've either made this Summit or I've taken the Summit out of these cabinets and made it just Morel. So I can do this two-tone, but I can pick and choose where I want my all white to be, where I want my two-tone to be. So you can really get this to mix and match and feel like your own coach. And if you didn't want to do two-tone throughout the entire coach and you just wanted to have that effect that you would have in the kitchen, you could just do these cabinets from here to here in Summit. And so you can have that same effect that you have in your high-end residential neighborhoods these days, where they're giving you something where you've got a little more pop, a little more light when you walk into the coach, not feeling as dark, and you can choose these darker colors. So that's really fun. Another thing worth mentioning is, okay, so we're looking at the Stratton interiors I mentioned earlier. Everything in this coach is standard. This is a coach that was ordered by Newmar. They're hard to come by, 2025, so we just ordered another, I've got 5 orders coming in, they're all sold. We ordered another 15 last week. Those should be here, some of them are gonna be here sooner than others. But they're just hard to come by. So when they said this coach was up for grabs, we were like, sure, we'll take it. And one of the things that's nice about this is exactly how it looks. This is what you see. But you can mix and match. If you, for instance, like this countertop that has a little more speckle to it and you want a little more beige, you can choose different things to go within your coach and mix and match all of these color combinations together. And oftentimes, for instance, I just built out 2 London Airs and an Essex. And in all 3 of those coaches, I used this, again, wood panel porcelain flooring, as opposed to, the London Air's got kind of a blah, boring, sorry guys at Newmar, love you. But it's the flooring's just not very exciting. So this has been a great flooring for us. One of the reasons we like this wood grain porcelain tile is, first of all, it's Italian porcelain tile. It's super high end. Again, it's heated, which is super nice. But it also covers up if you've got, some stuff that you maybe spilled on the floor. You don't look like you've got to mop the floors all the time. You're not constantly having to keep up with it. And then if you want something that's super bougie, you got to check out the Essex tile. They have this high gloss, super gorgeous tile, but you can mix and match those into your coach. So in 2023, when they redid the cabinets, they added this nice dark gray undermount sink. It does have a divider in it. I know that that's not popular with everybody, but one side is definitely much larger than the other. It's super deep mount. It's got a smaller vegetable side, and then it's farm style. How cool is that? Just gotta love that. And then here underneath, you'll see that we have a little place to keep all of your cleaning supplies. You also have a little place to keep your trash can. You can fit 2 of those in here if you'd like. And then on top of it, oh no, I lied. Look, it hits a, you can only keep 1 of those in there. And then back here you'll see this is where you would keep your sink covers if you were camping for a few days and you didn't need to have those out and you didn't need this space. So again, I love the fact that when Newmar updated this coach, they made it, it's not totally contemporary, but it's much less dowdy than our previous models in the past. It's got some really nice features to it. I call this like the Star Trek ambiance, but where they have all of this nice back panel lighting. It's just quite a beautiful coach. And then this all paired with this fantastic, 2 10-inch monitors. You'll notice there's no divider here. It's just, there's 2 monitors, It's seamless now. There used to be a cut down the glass. But as you can see, you've got your 360 camera. You've got Starlink. We already mentioned Starlink. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this coach. And then you also have the ability, I'm just going to turn this on real quick. To go through your different menu panels, you can actually take a shortcut here to adjust your comfort drive. Again, one of the benefits of getting this 365 front tire with the independent front suspension on the Dutch Star is going to be a little bit better handling going down the road. But you can actually, you're going to have comfort drive no matter what. And turn that on. One thing I want to point out to you is you can see we've got low tire pressure. It might have to do with the fact that it was like -13 this morning, or we might need to put air in our tires, but it's nice that you can see that right on your dash. You can also put your tow vehicle up here on the dash as well, so you can link not only can you see your tire pressure for your actual coach, for your drive axles, and then for your tag and your front, but you can also see all 4 tires on your tow vehicle. They've moved the engine brake and the transmission for your Allison to this stock control. It does have a econ mode and a manual mode. So if you want to have better fuel efficiency while you're trucking straight down the road, you could do that. If you want to make it a little more aggressive, so in other words, some shorter shift points, you can do that as well. Or you could go into just straight manual mode. Super nice feature there. As you can see, steering wheel controls are right here. And again, you have a nice little shortcut button where you can actually go directly to your comfort drive on your steering column without having to go all the way in through all of these menu settings. Another great feature, set that cruise control, get your mileage per hour, because this is a coach with 1,100 or 1,250 foot-pounds of torque and 450 horsepower. You could find yourself going too fast, tracking through Montana, and get yourself a nice speeding ticket. Over here on this light switch, you'll see that it has an A now, so automatic headlights, great feature there. Right below that is a charging dock for your phone, so you can actually wirelessly charge your phone. You'll see we still have our fog lights. We still have our house and chassis boost for our batteries. You still have a power window. You can manually dump your tag. You can also heat these exterior mirrors or control them with this mirror control. Again, HWH, computerized leveling system, is the same thing that's operating this big slide. That is what allows us to have the more floor, and that's a big difference. And when you look at that, this slide, when you measure it from the wall in, is 39 inches deep and 77 inches tall. The reason I mention that is because for some of you, you go, well, why does this drop down so much? Well, keep in mind, we've got to go all the way up to the floor when we bring the slide in to pull it in. This is running on the cog system, so this comes directly in. We don't need to raise the slide for this. This just rolls straight in, but this system here has to come up and in. So I want to show that to you now. It's going to be the last thing that we do before we part ways. I did measure. For those of you that are bigger guys, I must have sat down on it. I measured the seat earlier, Jody. I don't know where I put the measurement though. The sticky probably stuck to my butt. Here, I'll do it again. The difference between the regular seat and the queen seat, that's what I was looking for there. So this seat is going to be just over 22 inches wide, where this seat, if you're the queen, is going to be 26. So that extra 4 inches, if you've got a small white puppy who wants to sit with you, would be great space. You'll note here that we do have, finally in 2025, oh shit, we lost our Jeep camera. You used to have to get that mountain air and up, so it's nice that it's there. And then another great feature of this coach, I don't know if you remember, we had all those KIB switches back here above our outlets. Now we have, again, Type-C, USB, 2 110s. We still have our little USB and Type-C here as well, so we've got extra outlets, so if someone's sitting in that chair, they could use that, and you could use this. But they put this light switch here at the entrance of the coach, so you can turn off all of your lights as you're walking out the door, and you can just push the button. Now keep in mind, this has got that keypad and the doorbell, so you don't have to have your keys with you. So super simple, push all lights off, push and hold 1, all your bay doors lock, all your basement doors lock, everything's locked. You take off, go do that hike, come back to your coach. It's late at night, you're a little bit tired, want to get back into the coach, not have to worry about stumbling around looking for lights. All lights on right here, turns on just the front half of the ceiling lights, and all you need is that door code to get back into your RV. So pretty cool stuff. Again, and note that this coach does not have the TV up here. It's got the storage. If you want a TV, they can install it at Newmar. I don't know, we don't use the TVs in our coaches very much, but if you like one, that's another thing that we can special order and make sure we get right for you. Let's go ahead and bring this slide in. And tomorrow I will be doing a video for Teresa Crawley. She's out for her birthday weekend, I think, on the Mountain Air. So if you haven't seen a 38-foot tag before, it's because no one else makes one. Newmar makes one in the Mountain Air. It has, instead of 1,250 foot-pounds of torque, it's got 1,695. It's running the ISX instead of the L9, and it is a shorty, and she is a little demon. So here we go, all the way in. And Jody, if you wanted to step back and show how robust this chain system is on this. Other manufacturers use cables. We either have these hydraulic slides with these huge chains, or we have our cogwheel. And our cogwheels are so bulletproof. You know, back in 1989, when Newmar first coined the slides for coaches, they really revolutionized the market, and they've continued to do so. But this cog system that they've been using, we've used ever since, and it is fantastic. It really is bulletproof. In fact, when they're moving things around the shop, they use the cog system to carry all sorts of heavy things to and fro as they are moving things around the shop. So it's pretty awesome. So now this is locked. Please note that there is a lock here. So these are self-locking slides. In my Renegade product, I have slide locks I need to install. This is actually locking from underneath all the way through the top, keeping the slide in. And as I mentioned, walking space in here is fantastic, especially if you need to stop and go camping and you wanted to have breakfast, but you didn't want to put your slides out. You could literally sit here, have all your cereal, have your Keurig, have your, you know, your eggs, bacon, whatever, plenty of room to cook, and have a really nice passageway that goes all the way back and gets you into this rear bathroom. Again, 18 inches is plenty of space to get in and out of here. And then the other thing that Newmar makes sure that you can do is you can open your refrigerator doors so you can get to your food, and then you can also open your pantry so that you can get to the cereal. So all of these things are really well designed, super well thought out. If you've seen other products competing against Newmar in the market space, you know that when you know the difference, you choose a Newmar. This is stock number 5N241470. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'd love to be of service. Let me know how I can get you out on the road and camping, and thank you so much for sharing some time with me on Monday.